Hello aspirants, welcome to AKS and welcome to the another session of discussion of anthropology. This is your lecture number 2 guys. In the previous session I have explained about the kind of strategy which I will take to cover the syllabus which is mentioned in your mains, and I have also promised to cover initially physical anthropology as many students face problem to deal this topic. So we will first cover this physical anthropology and later we will cover the rest of the topics which are mentioned in the syllabus. Okay, in this video I will deal with the meaning and scope of anthropology. Apart from meaning and scope, we will also discuss about the aims and branches of anthropology. So without much delay, let's start our session. This is presented by me, Niharika. So initially we will study about the etymological meaning of anthropology, and later we will study about the scientific sense of anthropology. So etymology, this word is a combination of two words, that is etymology. So ology means the science of study. So whenever you will come across this word, understand that it is a science of study, and this means roots. Okay, so in its combination we can say that etymology is a science of study of roots of the words. Okay, and how etymologically we can define anthropology. Now let us understand. Anthropology is a Greek word. Anthropology is a Greek word and it is coined by Aristotle. The Greek philosopher Aristotle has coined this word anthropology, which is a combination of two words. In Greek terminology, anthropos means man and logos means the science of study. So in its combination it will become the science of study of man. This has continued up to 1965. But in 1965, when women liberation movement was at heights in USA, the speakers of the movement has criticized that anthropology is a study of man but not women, when women constitute 50% of the world population. Then what has happened is that the anthropologist has revised the meaning of anthropology, and now they have named it as the science of study of humankind, in making it free from gender bias. So this is how the meaning of anthropology has derived. Okay, now let us understand the scientific meaning of anthropology. Anthropology in its scientific sense tells it is the study of all aspects of humankind. So all aspects, so these are all the keywords: all aspects, at all places in all times. These are all the keywords. Okay, so the science of study of all aspects of humankind in all places at all times, this is called a holistic approach. This kind of approach is called as holistic approach. And what do you mean by this all aspects? All aspects means the biological, cultural and societal aspects of humans. So anthropology studies each of these aspects in detail. It studies each of these aspects in detail and all aspects together also. That is the beauty of anthropology. Okay, this kind of approach is known as holistic approach, and anthropology is called a whole science, whereas other sciences are called as part sciences. Okay, so why this is called as whole science? Because of this factor. Okay, now let us understand about each of these aspects individually. Now first we will cover human biology. Neither the biology of humans nor the culture and society of humans developed all of a sudden. They are the products of millions of nature, millions and millions of years. So that thing we call it as product of nature. This is the millions of this is a product of millions of years. And next they are at the same time they show uniformities and diversities. In evolution we will come across uniformities. Can you cite one example regarding these uniformities? Uniformities where if you consider man across the world, you can see, so generally humans, majority of the humans has 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 nose, 2 limbs and etc. Okay, these are all the uniformities of human beings. And what are the diversities? In diversity, the simple example what you can cite is that the hair texture. Okay, some people has this curly hair, some people has this wavy, and some people hair is straight. So these are all the diversities which we see in your daily life. Okay, and this is the outcome of the evolution. And therefore anthropology considers the spatial and temporal dimensions, where spatial means relating to places and temporal means relating to time. So the time dimension is in the form of past and present. It shows how man was and how man is. Okay, Here you can see, so once upon a time man was quadrupedal. Then you can not even call him as a man. Okay, initially he was quadrupedal. Later, because of this evolution, what has happened, he got this upright posture. So initially he was quadrupedal. His limbs are actually freely suspended. Now you can see this is the upright posture, that is the erect posture. We call him as Homo sapiens and sapiens. Okay, so these are all the biological advantages what man has usually acquired. Now let us understand how these biological advantages has made him unique in this animal kingdom. Well developed brain. So if you consider in primates, humans have a very well developed brain, that is a cranial capacity. The cranial capacity of human beings is higher than the other primates. So this is the brain cranial capacity of chimpanzee, gorilla, orangutan, gibbon and macaw. So you can see that because of this advantages, man became unique in this animal kingdom. And next comes the stereoscopic vision. So these are all the eyeballs, how we can focus on a single thing. So this is also one of the advantage how man has acquired in the process of evolution. And the free moving term enable him to develop language, which is very unique to human beings. And the opposable thumbs. Okay, opposable thumb. So if you consider this to be the digits, here we have opposable thumb. Sorry guys, I am not very good at drawing. Okay, so this opposable thumb has enabled him to get hold on certain things. So this enabled him to move from one place to another place freely. And fully rotating arms. So don't consider if a fully rotating means 360 degrees, that we can rotate in 360 degrees. No, but comparatively this fully rotating arms has enabled him to carry certain things and move from one place to another. And the upright posture, this is the very important thing. This upright posture has enabled him to move from one place to another to create certain kind of culture and society. Okay, so these are all the advantages what human beings has and made them unique in this world. Okay, now let us understand about the cultural aspect of humans. The earliest humans has created culture. So here you can see it is a very simple kind of life and they have created a culture, and the succeeding generations has improved it. They have improved it, and culture originated in the past and it is continued till present successfully by generations and generations, and we have improvised it also. So here you can see the culture is very simple, but now you can say the complex kind of culture is prevailing. Okay, for small tribes and for many countries. So the culture, even in country also there are many kinds of cultures. So these kind of diversities has happened, and this is one of the uniqueness of human beings in animal society. Now let us understand about humans and society. Society, what do you mean by society? Society means it is a group life. It is not only a group life, but this group life has a specific culture, and those people who are willing to stay in the group, they have to abide by those laws. Okay, so here you can see this is very simple. And culture is what do you mean by culture, guys? It is a way of life. So in anthropology we can simply cannot say it is way of life, because anthropology considers many aspects, but for your better understanding this is how I am actually framing. Okay, culture means which provides rules and it is a way of life, and according to these rules only you can stay. And initially humans actually roam with groups and they follow certain rules, and originally this group life was very simple. Here you can see it is very simple. The main aspect of human beings at this stage is sustenance. Okay, he has to sustain in order to live. This is he has to survive the harsh weather conditions, and he has to survive. So all these things used to happen, but now the group life is very complex. Now you can see this is a modern times, the group life became very common. So anthropology studies the biological, cultural and social aspects of all humankind in all places at all times. Thus anthropology studies every aspect of man in time and space so as to gain a complete understanding on the whole humankind. Now let us understand about the branches of anthropology. These are all the main branches of anthropology, that is a physical anthropology, archaeological anthropology, socio-cultural and linguistic. The branch which studies the humans as organisms. is called as physical or biological anthropology. This is also called as physical or biological anthropology. In this context, it studies human evolution and human variation. So we will study here human evolution and variation, human variation in relation to the culture and society. This thing you should not forget. Culture and society, you should not forget. Okay, and the branch which shows how humans have created their culture and developed into civilization is called archaeological anthropology. So we have these lithic cultures. Initially we have this lithic culture where we will study about Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic and Chalcolithic, and later what has happened, he slowly developed this concept called as civilization. Okay, and what are the prerequisites of civilization, guys? The prerequisites of civilization is that he should be able to develop the script, urban life should be there, and the technological advancement should be there, and not only that, he should establish some trade and commerce relations with the other countries. So if all these factors are satisfying, then we call that thing as a civilization. Okay, so physical that is the archaeological anthropology is a branch which shows how humans have created their culture and developed into civilization, and that thing we call it as archaeological anthropology, and it examines the origin and development of culture. This is very, very important. The origin of the culture is important, and the development of culture is also very important. And then what happened in this development of culture, stage by stage they have developed this across the generation. That thing we call it as archaeological anthropology. And next comes the socio-cultural anthropology, that branch which deals the uniformities and diversities. So just now we have understood what are the uniformities and diversities. There are also many other factors, how uniform we are and how diverse we are. All these aspects are dealt in socio-cultural anthropology, and it studies socio-cultural institutions, social groups, culture patterns, social structure and their dynamics. So all these aspects are dealt in socio-cultural anthropology. Now let us understand about what is this linguistic anthropology is all about. The branch which studies language in relation to the culture. So here the language is studied with relation to the culture, that is called as linguistic anthropology, and it focuses its attention on the emergence, divergence of dynamics of the language in relation to the culture and society. So this is how branches of anthropology can be studied. Okay, do not worry about all these things. It seems to be little exhaustive, but don't worry, AKS is with you. We will make each and every topic very crisp and lucid. Okay, now let us understand about the scope of anthropology. So you can understand what will be the scope of anthropology when it is studying all aspects in all places at all times. Definitely its scope will be very vast. Okay, the scope of anthropology is vast. It examines the biological, cultural and social aspects of humankind in all places at all times. And E.B. Taylor, that is Edward Brunet Taylor, he is considered as the father of modern anthropology. He is considered as the father of modern anthropology. And in fact, anthropology entered the halls of academia in the year 1884, and later it entered in Oxford University, and later it became very popular. Okay, this is the scope of anthropology. Like each and every slide is very, very important. Take down the notes, read it twice, then you will be able to frame as it is in the examination. Okay, now let us understand the aims of anthropology. We cannot say it simply aim. The aims of anthropology include the complete understanding of humankind. Okay, how we will be able to understand is to know how humans are the part of this organic world. That is very, very important. How we became the part of this organic world is important, and to show how humans has transcended their animal nature by creating a culture. That is a very unique nature of us. We have already discussed. To grasp how language served. The other aim is that how language has served as an effective medium of communication in creating the culture. Okay, and to understand how humans came to have socio-cultural diversities in relation to their adaptation to diverse environmental conditions. So we have the diverse environmental condition, that thing we should study. Okay, and to understand how humans came to have uniformities among diversities with respect to biological, cultural and society aspects, and to discover the principles governing the behavior, principles governing the behavior. Okay, this is very important. So we are governed by some principles. We should abide those laws. So to discover the principles governing the behavior of humans in general and humans in particular society. So thus the aims of anthropology serve to understand the biological, cultural and social aspects of humans, not only in their isolation but also in their interrelation. So these are all the key words which you have to mention. So we will study them in isolation and also in interrelation in a systematic, comprehensive way. Systematic and comprehensive way. So this is called as holistic approach. So by this I am winding up the lecture, guys. If you appreciate our work, do give thumbs up, do like, share and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will get the updates whenever we are uploading new video. Till then, happy learning. Meet you in another session. Bye bye.